Dogs Act has been a complete failure. Since its inception in 1991, it's failed in every way. There have been actually an increase in the number of attacks by dogs and not a decrease as was intended by the legislation. Banning 4 breeds of dog has done nothing to prevent other people from being injured or killed by other breeds, so it has been a cataclysmic failure.
My dogs were seized under the Dangerous Dogs Act. They'd done absolutely nothing wrong. It was completely down to the way they look. They were seized, they were kept for 7 weeks. Upon that 7 weeks, I didn't know where they were. I wasn't allowed to see them. I didn't know how they were. They even took their collars off them, so even the dogs didn't have any reminder of home. They were kept in secure kennels. I had to go to court to get them back. I got seized. I got taken to court under Section 4B, which means I couldn't fight the actual typing. I had to agree to it. I couldn't get any help, any solicitor's help, and you basically had to do it all on your own. It's a very scary time. Now that they've come back under restrictions. They have to be muzzled at all times when they're in public, which includes the car. So, for example, today we're in Wolverhampton. We've travelled up from Manchester. We started at 8 o'clock this morning. They've had to be muzzled the entire time. You have to actually think when you go anywhere whether they can cope with the muzzling for that long. It also brings other issues. Sapphire here, unfortunately, due to the fact that she's muzzled, she's got a bit of fear aggression towards other dogs, not people, as you can tell. They're tattooed as well.
I think they'll be bringing that into
The ED, which is exempted dog, and 11950 is the number of the register, that they're on the register. Now there are some, this is quite neat and quite small. There are a lot of tattoos that are down the leg, across the middle. As an owner, obviously, like I just said before, someone's telling you your dogs are dangerous. They're family pets, they're loving, they're part of your family. They're like children to most of us. Now, 7 weeks that they were gone is actually relatively short. A lot of people, they wait months. A couple of dogs that we know have been kept in kennels for 2 years, so you can imagine what that does not only to the dogs but to the families. You do feel isolated. It is very hard. People who think these dogs are dangerous, come and meet them. Come and see us. Come and meet them. Ask the owner if you can actually, obviously always ask the owner before you approach your dog, but ask the owner if you can come and meet them, because you will find they are the most loving dogs ever. They really are. And that's why I dress her in pink, to try and make her look less vicious.
Certain dogs, the cross with different breed of dogs, and it throws up a certain measurement, and all these innocent dogs are getting killed when the ones that are actually dangerous are underground. No one sees these dogs in the park because these people don't take them out. It's the families in the parks with the dogs that are being typed, the families that are in, dogs in the back garden, and neighbours complain. The actual scumbags who are having these dangerous dogs aren't around. These dogs are hidden. So what are they doing? By persecuting the innocent dogs, the innocent people, the innocent families that have been torn apart by their loved family member, like my Karma here, being taken away. Karma's a Staffordshire Bull Terrier, but if she was a certain height and looked a certain different way, she'd be ripped from me. When she's a brilliant, good-natured dog, which a lot of these dogs are, there's no reason to kill them purely because they look a certain way when they haven't done anything wrong. It's the owners that make it the way. It's the owner that should be punished. If the dog's dangerous, the dog should be spared, and the owner should be taken to court and fined or sent to prison.
I have 2 dogs. I have a Labrador Retriever, who's 4 years old, and I also have a Pit Bull Terrier type dog. The Pit Bull Terriers, as you know, are banned in this country and have been since 1991. However, there are more of them now than there ever were, which again shows that breed-specific legislation does not work. I was given my dog Minnie by Greater Manchester Police as a small puppy. It was impossible to tell what she was at that age, even though her mum was Pit Bull Terrier type, her dad wasn't. So it's impossible to have a presumption. We were given a litter of puppies to rehome on the proviso that once they reached maturity, physical maturity, that we would have them assessed, and if they were found to be of the pit bull type, that we would apply to the courts for exemption and hopefully get them registered and get them home. When Minnie was 9 months old, I had the police look at her. It was decided that she was in fact a pit bull type. She fit the characteristics of a pit bull terrier. Was taken through the court process. In order to be allowed to keep her and to keep her legally, she has to be tattooed with a registration number on the inside of her thigh. She has to have third-party liability in place, insurance in place, and I also have to keep her muzzled and on a lead when we're out in a public place, which includes the car. She's also had to be spayed. Now, it's a responsible thing to spay your dog anyway, so there is absolutely no issue with that. However, I have a perfectly well socialised, clearly not dangerous dog that is now restricted simply because of the way she looks and not for anything that she's ever done. She's well socialised with dogs, she's well socialised with people, and she's not a danger to anybody. I don't allow her to be a danger to anybody, the same as I wouldn't allow any breed to be a danger to anybody. However, she is restricted and living a life now of being restricted simply because she looks a certain way and not based on anything she's done. And this is why that particular part of the Dangerous Dogs Act is wrong. It's nothing to do with the dog's behaviour, it's to do with the way the dog looks. So breed-specific legislation has done nothing at all to reduce the number of attacks by dogs. What we need to focus on, rather than breed-specific legislation, is responsible ownership for all breeds of dog. Education is the key to reducing the number of dog attacks, not banning breeds. So it's done absolutely nothing at all other than target certain dogs and cause the deaths of numerous dogs just based on the way that they look and not on their actions.